Alright, you like my cloak? You like it, isn't it cute? So I really wanted to shoot this video in October for Halloween, but I kind of ran out of time. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should wait, blah, blah, blah. But I figured with the new Fantastic Beasts movie recently out and all of that, and the fact that I play the Harry Potter game every week on Sundays, you know, the Harry Potter fever is still very much alive. So I really wanted to do a Slytherin-inspired look, but specifically based on the Malfoys, who I really like for a lot of different reasons. Not their ideals, like, don't think I'm that problematic, but I like them as characters. Does that make any sense? So I didn't want this video to be 1,000 years long, so I already have my foundation, concealer, powder, as you can tell, and brows on. So we're just going to continue from there, and I'm going to explain to you. So, here's what's up. It's important that you understand that I have been, how do I describe it? A Slytherin OG. That's what I'm going to say. And the Harry Potter movies were coming out as I was growing up, kind of around the similar ages, right? I think they would have been a little older than me. Like, I know that the actual Harry Potter timeline is supposed to take place in the 90s, so they would have been way older than me, but as the movies were coming out, we were about the same age. And so, that being said, Harry Potter was like a humongous part of my childhood in that sense. And I was always a Slytherin, because Slytherins are cunning and ambitious. Those are two words that I would use to describe myself, if we're being honest. But back then, Slytherin still had the stigma of just being the bad guys, which has died down a little bit over the years. More and more people are accepting their Slytherinness. But when I was a kid, I was always like, no, I'm Slytherin. And everyone's like, that's the bad house. You should be Gryffindor like Harry and Ron and Hermione. And I was like, can't do it. Sorry, kids, can't do it. And I've always had a thing for villains in shows and that sort of thing, just because I usually find them more interesting. Like, they usually have a cooler story and that sort of thing. And so the Malfoy family always intrigued me. I think what I always really liked about Draco is that he was more so a product of his environment than anything else. Is it a spoiler if it's from a movie that came out a long time ago? But you can see when he's, you know, supposed to kill Dumbledore, like, he doesn't want to do it, and he actually can't bring himself to do it. Like, clearly this is a boy who grew up in a situation that he didn't necessarily want to be in. Lucius was always, like, a fun, hateable character as well that I adored. I actually met Jason Isaacs at Toronto Comic Con last year or the year before, I don't remember when. And it's in a vlog somewhere. And he, you know, signed a photo for me, and he was so nice. And he was telling me about how that wig, that luscious blonde wig, was a pain in the ass. Because between takes, you know, it would take the crew, like, a long time to set up and take down lights and that sort of thing, which is how these things work. But because he had this wig on, he wasn't allowed to, like, put his head against anything. So he couldn't, like, take a nap or just hang out or anything like that. And he was just, like, the nicest guy in general. I feel bad that he always ends up playing a villain because he's got that, like, deep British accent voice, but he was a sweetheart. I really like him. Bellatrix Lestrange is another character that I think is, the whole Lestrange family overall is another character that I find, you know, super duper interesting. And we get kind of more into the Lestranges in the new Fantastic Beasts movie, which I won't spoil because it did just come out, but you learn a little bit about their family tree, if you will. That being said, though, the new Fantastic Beasts movie, I really enjoyed it. It's getting really bad reviews. I enjoyed it, but I will have to accept/admit that there are a lot of plot holes that would never have existed in the original Harry Potter run. Like, I'm not going to count this as a spoiler because it's not really that important, but at the end of the first Fantastic Beasts movie, the human, the Muggle, gets obliviated and all his memories get taken away. And then in the second one, right at the beginning of the movie, he has all his memories again, and they never really quite explain why or how. That kind of drives me nuts a little bit, because, like, that's so bizarre. We've seen so many other characters over time have the Obliviate spell put on them, and they never recover, like a Lockhart, you know? And he's just somehow okay again with no explanation. Weird, you know? I don't count this as a spoiler either, but, like, Grindelwald is supposed to be, you know, this big bad guy, but I understand why he's supposed to be bad, because he, like, favors purebloods over everyone else. But they never really quite explain, like, his bad guy plans throughout the whole movie, so you're just kind of like, like, you always are aware during the original run what Voldemort is going to do, and his plans are, and he's going to kill Harry and all that, but they never really quite explain what Grindelwald is supposed to be doing. And I don't love that. I do, however, love Jude Law, and I've had a crush on him for, like, pretty much my whole life, and him playing Dumbledore didn't change that. If anything, Jude Law in old-timey outfits with a beard just made me love him even more. There is this beast in Fantastic Beasts. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's spelled like Zouwu. I don't know how to pronounce that. but it's like a big creature thing that Newt captures, and it looks just like Lena. Like, it's got like a weird dragon fishtail at the end thing, but its face looks so much like Lena. Immediately when we saw it in the movie, Sam, my sister, leaned over to me and she's like, oh my god, it's Lena. And I had been thinking that too. So if you haven't seen the movie and you're gonna see it, make sure you keep your eyes out for Lena's guest appearance. Still waiting on that Warner Brothers check though, you know? It's hard to find paid work these days. So basically what we're doing here is we're doing like a dark green smoky eye using the dark greens in the Subculture palette. This one that I'm putting all over my lid is called Untamed, and then I use Destiny in my crease, and I'll go back in with Destiny in a second and Untamed to like blend out the black here. I had a lot of powder underneath my eyes saved there so that when I made a mess I could just like wipe it away. And I'll do it under my eyes, and then I want to try to do a glittery wing with an eyeshadow. I don't know how well that's going to work, but we're going to try it. And if it doesn't work, oh well, it's just makeup. It's not like I'm trying to break into the ministry over here or anything. I know that Jeffree Star is like really problematic and everything, but have you seen the video where he had Mikey from Glam and Gore turn him into Voldemort? It is too perfect. It looked fantastic. I know him and Mikey both are not really particularly Harry Potter fans. Not that they're not fans, I just haven't seen it. But he did a really good job. I really appreciate when someone uses something that people try to make fun of them for. Like, people have always told him he looked like Voldemort. So for him to finally be like, okay, then I'll become Voldemort. Like, I just love that. I will admit, I haven't read any of the original Harry Potter books past Prisoner of Azkaban. I like to read, but it's daunting to pick up a book that big. I almost wonder if it's, like, related to my disability. Like, I'm reading It by Stephen King, and it's a humongous book. And I hate reading it because I hate picking it up because it's as big as me, you know? And so after Prisoner of Azkaban, the books just get really big, and it's kind of daunting. I didn't want to have to deal with it when I was a kid, so I didn't. I've obviously seen all the movies about 1,000 times. And we're playing through the first 4 Lego style. But, like, obviously, I know what's up. I guess I could do, like, the audiobook, right? I can't handle, like, reading on screens. I just don't like it. My eyes don't like if I got, like, a Kindle version or, like, the ebook. I don't know. What's your favorite way to read big books? I love the feeling of, like, paper. I'm such a old lady that way. Okay, now we're gonna try this, and it might fail epically. But if it failed epically, at least you were here with me. So I need a little angle brush. And what I want to do is the other Slytherin color is silver. So I really want to see if I can dip into the silver and get it to stick as like a liner. Should I go over? I grabbed this, the Too Faced glitter glue, to put on underneath to see if I could get... Should I? Yeah, okay. Is there a second liner brush? I'll just use this one. So what I'm going to do first is take out this glitter glue. Just a little bit. This is the same sample of glitter glue from Too Faced that I've had for like years. And it, not only does it still work, but it's still pretty full and I use it pretty often, so... If and when I run out someday, I'll buy a new one for sure. So now while that's still tacky, I just want to see if this works. Should I spray it with water too? I did grab water. Yeah, let's spray it with water too. It's sort of working. I'd call that a success. Also, something else about Fantastic Beasts I really wanted to mention. Eddie Redmayne is adorable. He just is so adorable. I just like him so much. And the actress that plays Nagini, I'm really confused about all of that Nagini stuff, to be honest. Like, when did J.K. Rowling decide that Nagini was a Maledictus? What? It feels very inconsistent. And it completely changes Neville killing Nagini at the very end of the series. Because now it's like, he's not just killing Voldemort's pet snake, he's killing this lady who turned into a snake because she had no choice. I don't know, it makes me sad. Why did J.K. have to go and do that to good old Neville? Why'd she have to take away his win? Just saying. It's quite the eye look we have going. How is my camera dying? I just changed the battery. I wish Nikon would sponsor me and just send me an unlimited number of camera batteries. It's the real goal of my channel. Oh, thank God most of that green wiped off. So now what we're gonna do is set my face down with this Sephora baked micro smooth, light, whatever, this thing. Now we're going to contour, which I have to do very carefully, and I'm going to show you why. As soon as I got, well, not as soon, shortly after I bought a new NYX Taupe blush, I hit pan in the middle, and I didn't even drop it or anything, it just completely burst. So now I have this little container of rubble that I contour with. But I feel like it's a Slytherin rule that you're like chiseled, and gotta do my best here. It's definitely a Malfoy rule. I know that some shit really goes down in Malfoy Manor, but man, that's a beautiful house, isn't it? It's quite the mansion. Like, I would live there. You know, they weren't torturing Hermione in the basement. I really did like Hermione as a kid. You know, I feel like any female did like Hermione because she was one of the first sort of kid representations of a really smart girl with magic, you know? She was a really good, like, role model for young girls. I totally get that. I didn't love her as much as I feel like I was supposed to, though. Isn't that awful? And I know Snape is a popular character to hate, but I feel very conflicted on the whole subject. Yeah, he was creepy with Lily. Yeah, he basically abused Harry his whole life because he loved Lily. He was like really weirdly attached to Lily and wouldn't like even let her go when she died. But I have a hard time considering him like obviously he's like a jerk and he's like sort of a douchey guy the way that lots of actual IRL dudes are douchey guys. But I don't know that he's like the bad guy that, because he wasn't really like on Voldemort's team, you know? He was just the double agent. I don't know. Like I said, ugh! I told you about this brush. I'm very conflicted about the whole thing. What do you think of Snape? Let me know about this controversial topic in the comments below. Okay, we are almost done. Just give me a second to change the battery and put a wig on, and then we'll come back and do lips, okay? Alright, so I had a really hard time deciding which wig to choose. Do I choose the blonde one or this sort of white-gray one? So I went with this one. I hope I made the right choice. I hope you agree with me. So now before we get to the very fun last step, I just realized I don't have a lip color on. So we're going to use the Bite lip liner in black and the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Tank Girl. Okay? So, if I ever needed a very easy Slytherin-y costume to wear somewhere, this is how I do my makeup, this is the hair, this is my robe. And I know that somewhere in this house I have a tie. Sam and I made them for the Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2. Like, when it came out for the premiere, we made, like, full Slytherin outfits. That's where this robe is from as well. You notice how it's too small on me? That's because it's a kid's small. Sam's was a kid's large. It's all we could find at the time. And, yeah, so if I had the tie, I'd wear it, but I don't know where it is. I do, however, have one more costume piece for this look. That is why this was going to go up in October, so that I could put this on. And it just never happened, so I'm looking forward to putting this on right now. Directions. Skin should be clear and free of oils and makeup. Remove clear protective top sheet. And... okay. So, which arm should go on? I'm trying to remember... Barty Crouch Jr. Does it go on the left side or the right side? I kind of want it to go on my left side, but then my actual tattoo is here. Whatever, we'll just put it on this side anyway. I feel bad for, like, wasting this just for, like, a video and not for, like, an actual convention or something, but last time I had one of these, I had ordered it from, like, just, like, someone's Etsy, and it was in, like, a little bag like this, and I had, like, just kept it for safekeeping for so long that somehow it got wet somehow, and it transferred onto the plastic film that's on top. And it got wrecked, so now I don't save things anymore because they just get wrecked. Kleenex, water. Remember, water in alcohol container. I think I told you in another video once before, I just can't remember which one off the top of my head, that I loved temporary tattoos when I was a kid. I wore them all the time, and I just... like, I don't understand how I'm not covered in tattoos now based on that. Okay, now we're good. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, and I guess that is everything for this Slytherin-inspired makeup look and outfit and tattoo. This is a wand that a friend of mine here in Niagara made. His name is Dave Benison. His internet handle is Stick to the Story. This is a replica of Bellatrix Lestrange's wand. He brought a whole bunch to the radio station one day and let me pick one, and I picked Bellatrix. Yay! So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and you subscribe if you've not subscribed already. Also, in the comments below, let me know what your favorite magical beast is. Mine is the one that looks like Lena that I can't pronounce, or I really love Pickett because he's just like a cute little twig. There's none really in the actual Harry Potter verse that I can think of that I love. Buckbeak is of course great, but you know, he's not a little twig that fits in your pocket and picks locks and stuff. Anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I will see you next time. Bye!